Parthiban Kanavu, English translation by Anand Kannan, narrated by Sujatha Anand. Book 3, Chapter 24. Ponnan's Departure. Just as Ponnan was entering the deep end, the sage emerged from behind the curtain of water. Ponnan was relieved to see him. While he was debating if he should return to solid ground, the sage signaled to him to move forward and said something. Ponnan could not hear the words over the roar of the falls. He understood the signal in any case and continued forward. He walked sideways, holding on to the protruding edges of the rock, just as the sage had done. He eventually got to where the sage was. The waterfall looked small from far, but was about 30 feet wide. The sage led Ponnan to the gap between the rock face and the torrent of water. The gap was about 5 feet wide. It was dim and slippery as they walked in the gap. If they slipped, they would surely die, forced by the waterfall into the depths. They walked slowly, focusing on getting a good foothold. The sage stopped and pointed to a hole on the rock face. The hole was large enough for a man to get through. It seemed to be a tunnel that was sloping upward. It was dark inside. It was not clear where it led and how long it was. The sage signaled Ponnan to follow him, entered the hole, and started climbing. He climbed using his feet and hands, as if he was climbing a sloping hill. Ponnan followed suit, his heart hammering loudly. As he climbed, the darkness seemed to intensify, increasing his panic. He noticed that the sloping surface had been cut to facilitate toe hold and grip, and was somewhat reassured. After climbing for a while, he saw weak light from above. The light brightened as they climbed. The sage climbed up to a flat surface and moved aside. Ponnan climbed up and found himself on top of a mountain. The scene around him was spectacular. They stood at the edge of the waterfall. The cave that they had just climbed through was at their feet, resembling a well. To their left was the roaring waterfall. In the opposite direction, the scenery was breathtaking. The mountain range covered 3 sides. The valley that lay between those 3 sides was covered by trees with cornroy flowers. Flowers, golden flowers everywhere. Ponna, see how God has hidden away such a beautiful place? Asked the sage. Yes, Your Holiness, just like our King Parthiban's art gallery, responded Ponna. The sage smiled in response. Ponna, beauty is hidden here, but so are evil activities. Why do you say that, Your Holiness? This is what I was looking for all these days. Kapala Bhairavan's hiding place is somewhere in this valley. I must discover the place before I return. Meanwhile, Your Holiness, you don't think I will leave you here alone, do you? No, Ponna, you have to go. You have an important task. What can be more important for me than saving our queen? I'm here for that. After we find the queen, if she asks where her son is, I would not know what to say. The prince is still in danger. Remember the conversation between Kapala Bhairavan and Marappan? If Marappan discovers the prince's identity, who knows what he will do? What can happen against the wishes of the princess, Your Holiness? A lot. Remember that Prince Mahendran is not in Oriyur. Marappan is coveting the Pallava kingdom. He is capable of doing anything for his ambition. Further, Kundavi may be surprised by the prince's identity and hand him over in haste. Gosh! That is why you should rush back to Oriyur. But how will I leave you alone here? Now I understand why Kapala Bhairavan wanted you brought to the sacrificial altar. Don't worry about me. I have faced such dangers before. All I want now is to see Kapala Bhairavan face to face and confirm my suspicion. What suspicion? I will tell you later. For now, I need you to retrace your steps and return to Oriyur. If there is no question as to the prince's identity, the safest place for him is where he is. If you have any doubt on that count, you should bring him to the sculpture house. I will meet you two there. If you don't turn up? Asked Ponnan. If I don't meet you either in Oriyur or the sculpture house by the full moon day, You can come looking for me." "As you command, Your Holiness," said Ponnan. He took leave and climbed down the tunnel. He crossed the water body at the foot of the falls. When he looked up, he saw the sage looking down. He put his palms together in respect. The sage raised his hand in blessing. Ponnan started his climb down. End of chapter 24.